Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Edison, Cavani and Raphael Varane are back in the squad for the Newcastle game. Cavani and Varane are back for the first time in 2 months. Cavani, he's leaving Manchester United next year. If he doesn't leave next month, he will leave in the summer. Now, revert back to the other week, it said Edison Cavani has agreed to join Barcelona on an 18-month contract. Obviously, Barcelona are seeing Edison Cavani as a replacement for Aguero because Aguero retired due to heart problems. Juventus have also been in for Cavani, and the other week Cavani rejected a move to Boca Juniors. Cavani initially lost his place in the team with the club re-signing Ronaldo last summer. Manchester United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. This season's been Cavani's second full season at Man United. Cavani's got a good pedigree behind him though. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at PSG, and he was also a long-serving player when he was at PSG. Cavani's contract at Man United expires in the summer. Raphael Varane, he's just come back from a hamstring injury. Varane's endured 2 injuries since he signed for the club because revert back to earlier on in the season, Varane had a groin injury and he was out with that groin injury for a few weeks. Varane has been a big miss because when Varane plays, he makes a massive difference. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced. He's got a very good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at Real Madrid, and he was also a long-serving player when he was at Real Madrid. Manchester United got Varane in a deal worth 41 million with add-ons included. Manchester United paid around 34 million up front. Varane's got a contract with the club until 2025. There's an option of a further year. Manchester United are looking to make it 4 wins in a row in the Premier League. Manchester United have had the last 2 matches postponed because of positive COVID tests. Manchester United's games against Brentford and Brighton got postponed. The last game Manchester United played was against Norwich on the 11th of December. Manchester United won 1-0. Thanks to a winning goal from Cristiano Ronaldo from the penalty spot. Obviously, Ronaldo has 13 goals in all competitions since he re-signed, and he's got 802 goals in his career. It was a very poor performance against Norwich, so I want to see a far superior performance against Newcastle tomorrow night. I am expecting Manchester United to beat Newcastle. Newcastle are a very poor team. I can assure Newcastle will get relegated this season. Back in October, Newcastle had that £300 million takeover by the Saudi Arabians. Reflecting on that, Newcastle are planning to heavily invest next year. But the position Newcastle are in, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to convince good players to join them. Obviously, before the Saudi Arabians, Newcastle had Mike Ashley. he ruined Newcastle. Mike Ashley was Newcastle's owner for around 13 years. Mike Ashley was heavily criticised. Newcastle's manager is Eddie Howe. Newcastle appointed Eddie Howe in earlier on in the season to replace Steve Bruce. Eddie Howe did sign a 2.5-year contract with Newcastle. I'm very, very sceptical that he'll see out the contract. Before Newcastle, Eddie Howe obviously was at Bournemouth. He was at Bournemouth for a lot of years, and he also had a spell at Burnley. Earlier on in the season, Newcastle sacked Steve Bruce, and before Steve Bruce, Newcastle had Rafa Benitez. Obviously, Rafa Benitez resigned from Newcastle because he didn't get enough backing, and a lot of Newcastle fans were disappointed when Rafa Benitez resigned. Because actually, Newcastle were consistent under him. Now, I do know quite a few of the players that Newcastle have got, like I mentioned on the preview and that. Newcastle have obviously got Callum Wilson. He's a good player, Callum Wilson. He's a former Bournemouth player. Newcastle have also got Ryan Fraser. He's good and he's a former Bournemouth player. Newcastle have also got Alain Saint-Maximin. He's probably the best player Newcastle have got. He's just come back from injury not so long ago. Newcastle have also got Dwight Gale. They've got Joe Linton. They've also got Elliot Anderson and Jacob Murphy, their midfielders. They've got Sean Longstaff now. Sean Longstaff is a very good midfielder. Sean Longstaff is brothers with Matty Longstaff. Matty Longstaff is not at Newcastle at the moment. He's out on loan with Aberdeen. Newcastle have also got John Joe Shelvey. He picked up an injury not so long ago. Shelvey is a key player for Newcastle. Shelvey is a former Liverpool and Swansea player. Newcastle have also got Isaac Hayden. Now, he won't be playing in this game because Isaac Hayden is suspended. Isaac Hayden is a key player. Newcastle have also got Jamal Lascelles. They've also got Matt Ritchie and Kieran Clark, and they've got Joseph Willock, who I think they got from Arsenal. Newcastle have also got Almiron. They've got Paul Dummett. Paul Dummett's out with injury. They've also got Federico Fernandez, he's out with injury. Jamal Lewis, they've got him. They got him from Norwich, and Jamal Lewis has been out with injury. They've got Manquillo, he was out with illness. So there you go. And Newcastle's goalkeepers, obviously they've got Carl Darlow, and they've got another goalkeeper called Dubravka. Newcastle are coming into this game on the back of a 4-0 defeat to Manchester City. Man United have got a very good record against Newcastle. Manchester United seldom lose to Newcastle. Man United won this fixture last season at St James's Park 4-1, and Man United won the game at Old Trafford earlier on this season 4-1. Obviously, Ronaldo scored twice on his second debut in that game. Manchester United are sitting 7th in the Premier League at the moment. Ralph Rangnick is enjoyed a very good start to his managerial career at Manchester United. So far he's unbeaten. And reflecting on the win against Norwich back on the 11th of December, that was back-to-back wins for Ralph Rangnick. If Rangnick does well as the interim manager, there's a chance he'll get the Manchester United job on a permanent basis. You know, Rangnick is Man United's interim manager until the end of the season, and it did mention that Rangnick will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. There again, Rangnick's been warned that he could lose the consultancy role if he fails to get Manchester United into the Champions League. Rangnick has been given £75 million to spend for January. Now, there's a lot of players that Manchester United are in for. So, one player Man United are in for, and that's Julian Alvarez. Now, reports have said today that Man United have been in advanced talks to sign Julian Alvarez from River Plate. Julian Alvarez has been at River Plate for a lot of years. His contract at River Plate expires next year. It says Julian Alvarez has a £17 million release clause that's set to become active. And reports said yesterday night that Man United are keen on 60 million rated Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is Ralph Rangnick's number one transfer target for January. Florian Wirtz is at Bayer Leverkusen. He's been at Bayer Leverkusen since January 2020. Florian Wirtz is under contract with Bayer Leverkusen until 2026. He's only the age of 18. He's an attacking midfielder. So would you take him at Manchester United? Rangnick is targeting 4 German wonderkids. Manchester United have also been linked with Boubacar Kamara from Marseille. Boubacar Kamara's contract talks with Marseille have stalled. His current contract at Marseille expires at the end of the season. Was it last week? It said that Manchester United agreed terms on a £10 million deal to sign Boubacar Kamara. And it said that Boubacar Kamara was set to become the first signing of the Ralph Rangnick era. Boubacar Kamara is predominantly a defensive midfielder, but he can also be deployed as a centre-half. He's only the age of 22. He's been at Marseille all his life. Like I said before, he joined Marseille as a 5-year-old back in 2005, raising up their academy. He's been in Marseille's senior squad since 2016. He's made over 100 appearances for Marseille. As you all know, Man United are in for Amadou Haidara. Earlier on in the season, Rangnick did mention that he wants Amadou Haidara as his first signing as Manchester United manager. Rangnick knows the player well because Rangnick used to manage RB Leipzig. Amadou Haidara has a £33 million release clause. He's got a contract with Leipzig until 2025, and the other week, Amadou Haidara did admit that he's a Manchester United fan, and he also admitted that he's a Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Rangnick also wants Erling Haaland. The other week, Rangnick spoke with Erling Haaland's father, Alf-Inge Haaland, over the possibility of his son signing for Manchester United next year. Man United are ready to pay Erling Haaland's release clause. Erling Haaland has a release clause of around £65 million but doesn't become active until the summer. The other week, Bild said that Man United are currently only the serious bidder for Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland has a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2024. So like 2.5 years left on his current contract. Haaland's been at Dortmund for almost 2 years. Dortmund got Haaland from Red Bull Salzburg. Dortmund paid 17.1 million. Don't forget, before, Haaland played at Molde under Solskjaer. And Manchester United, of course, tried to sign Haaland under Solskjaer. Haaland is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world because he is a prolific goal scorer. And if Haaland does come to the Premier League, he will replicate, what he has done with Borussia Dortmund. Man United have been linked with Frankie de Jong in recent weeks, and they've also been linked with Antonio Rudiger. The Athletic said not so long ago that Rangnick identified a tall midfielder as a top priority for Man United to replace Matic. Rangnick admires Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice. Man United won't make many signings though next month, because Romano's already said that Man United's main focus on new signings is the summer, not January. So Man United will focus more on the outgoings in January than the incomings, and quite a few players are going to leave Manchester United next year. Dean Henderson, I think he'll leave next month, because last week Fabrizio Romano said that Dean Henderson wants to leave Manchester United in January to get more game time. Henderson's only made 2 appearances this season. Earlier on in the season, Henderson had COVID. Henderson don't get in goal much because, revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. But towards the end of last season, Henderson got that number 1 jersey, and Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. Henderson has got that experience behind him because he did endure 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. Before the start of last season, Henderson committed his future to the club because he signed a 5-year contract to Man United with an option of a 6th year. I think Jones will leave in January. Bailly could also leave in January. Like I said, Edison Cavani, he'll leave next month or in the summer. Martial, he will leave next month. Sevilla want Anthony Martial on loan. It said not so long ago that Sevilla reached an agreement in principle to sign Martial, but it said Martial's wages are the stumbling block for Sevilla. Martial receives around 240 grand a week at Manchester United. Quite a few clubs have been in for Martial, not only Sevilla. Also, Arsenal have inquired about him. It said not so long ago that Newcastle wanted Martial on loan, and it said Newcastle were ready to pay a £6 million loan fee to sign Martial, and the other week it said Atletico Madrid were planning a swap deal for Martial, and Barcelona have been in for him. Juventus have wanted him on loan. A few weeks ago, Anthony Martial's agent confirmed that Martial wants to leave in January. He did say that Man United set a 30 million asking price on Martial. I'm very sceptical we'll get £30 million for him. Revert back to last Wednesday, Martial held talks with Ralph Rangnick over his future. Martial is no longer good enough to represent the club. He was pretty good last season, but the best season Martial enjoyed was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. Manchester United paid an initial fee of 36 million for Martial from Monaco back in 2015. Martial's been at Man United for 6.5 years. He's got 2.5 years left on his current contract. He has scored 79 goals in 268 games in all competitions. Juan Mata, he could leave next month as well. If we offload him next month, we'll cash in for him. Mata's contract expires in the summer. Revert back to earlier on in the year. Juan Mata signed a 1-year contract extension. I can't understand why we extend his contract for the further year, because he doesn't really get in the team, plus he's aging up. And he's lost that yard of pace. But despite that, Juan Mata's had a good career at Man United. Mata's made over 200 appearances in all competitions and he's scored over 50 goals. And Juan Mata's been a long-serving player. He's been at Manchester United for 8 years. Man United got Juan Mata from Chelsea back in 2014 for 40 million. So brought him in under the David Moyes era. I think Man United will loan Amad Diallo out next month as well. Amad Diallo has played nowhere near as much in the first team at Man United as I expected. He's made a few first team appearances, and a while ago I did say he looked a good assets for the first team squad. Let's put into the equation how much Man United got him for. Man United got Amad Diallo in a deal worth 37 million with add-ons included. Man United paid 19 million up front. Manchester United got Amad Diallo from Atalanta. Do you think Matic will leave in January? Well, if he doesn't leave in January, he'll leave in the summer. I've always had my reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder. Plus he's aging up. But he has had his good games at Man United. Manchester United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Lingard, he's not leaving in January. He'll leave in the summer because last week it said Lingard is staying at Manchester United in January to fight for his place under Ralph Rangnick. Well, we revert back to when we had Solskjaer. Lingard actually wanted to leave Man United, and not so long ago Man United set a 20 million asking price on Lingard for him to leave next month. Van der Beek, if he leaves next year, it will definitely be the summer because Van der Beek's not allowed to leave Man United in January, as Van der Beek is valued by Ralph Rangnick. I'd just like to see Donny van der Beek get more starts at Manchester United because he isn't getting enough starts, is he? Revert back to when we had Solskjaer. Van der Beek was very frustrated because he didn't get enough opportunities. Towards the end of Solskjaer's managerial tenure, Van der Beek actually confirmed that he wants to leave Man United in January. Van der Beek's only scored 2 goals for the club and he's been a Manchester United player now for over a year and a half. And this season's been his second full season at Man United. Man United got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year and he is versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. If Pogba leaves next year, he'll also leave in the summer because it's already said that Man United are not negotiating a Paul Pogba transfer next month. So Man United expects Paul Pogba to stay in January despite Pogba nearing the end of his contract. His contract at Man United expires in the summer. revert back to the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. But a few weeks ago, Rangnick said, he won't try to convince Pogba to stay at Man United if he wants to go. By the way, Pogba's very close to returning, which is good news from a Man United perspective because he's been a big miss. Pogba has been out of a muscle injury for a while. Pogba got the muscle injury in France training earlier on in the season. And Diego Dalot, he could be leaving in the summer because I heard that he's going to be staying at Man United in January. Dalot's played a few games, hasn't he? Only because Bissaka's endured a couple of injuries. Dalot's our backup right back to Wan-Bissaka. But anyway, in the summer, Manchester United will appoint a permanent manager. Man United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Man United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. Man United sacked Moyes after 10 months. Then Man United sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite Man United winning the FA Cup under Van Gaal. Then Man United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning 3 trophies in his first season. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United, but the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, because the board didn't recommend the players he wanted to get in. And Mourinho also had bad disputes with the top players. And over a month ago now, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Solskjaer was Manchester United manager for almost 3 years. Solskjaer officially got sacked after the 4-1 defeat to Watford. But who will be Man United's next permanent manager? Now, there's been quite a few names linked with a permanent role at Man United. Revert back to the other week, like I did update you. Ruben Amorim was mentioned. It said Man United and Leeds were in for him. Ruben Amorim has got a 25 million release clause. He's the manager of Sporting Lisbon. Well, he's been Sporting Lisbon manager for almost 2 years. He's under contract with Sporting Lisbon until 2023. He's won a few trophies at Sporting Lisbon. Before Sporting Lisbon, he managed Braga, and before Braga, he managed Casa Pia. He's a very young coach. He's only the age of 36. Don't forget, Amorim advised Manchester United to hire Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag's been persistently linked with a permanent role at Man United. A few weeks ago, Edwin van der Sar spoke about Man United's interest in Erik ten Hag. He's done a good job at Ajax. You've got to give him a lot of credit. And he's good at developing young players. A few weeks ago, Mancini was linked with a permanent role at Man United, but he denied the rumours of, him becoming Man United's next permanent manager. Brendan Rodgers was mentioned earlier on in the season, but I totally disregarded him because earlier on in the season, Brendan Rodgers dismissed links to the Man United job as he come out and said that I'm proud to be at Leicester. And Pochettino's been persistently linked with a permanent role at Man United. So there you go. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.